Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and Mr. Pandaria Remix is finally here. A brand new way to experience World of Warcraft through its Mists of Pandaria expansion, where you get to level a brand new character, power him up with a ton of gems, upgrade your cloak of infinite potential, and then unlock a ton of new rewards from completing open world content, story quests, dungeons, raids, and everything that Pandaria has to offer. While also earning a currency of bronze, which you could spend to unlock a ton of new goodies from brand new transmogs and mounts, but also an opportunity to purchase some of the mounts that may have been eluding you this whole time on the live realms. With everybody diving into the new content, everyone is looking to level through it as quickly as possible to upgrade their character to the max potential for a chance to dive into some of the more difficult content of Pandaria expansion to earn some of the most sought after rewards. But WoW Remix also offers an opportunity to level a bunch of new characters ahead of the War Within expansion, since Remix allows accelerated leveling, which is much quicker than how you can level currently on Dragonflight. So whether you're looking to level for Pandaria content specifically, or just trying to catch up a few odds before the next expansion, then this video is going to go over how to quickly and efficiently level any of your characters through the Mists of Pandaria Remix mode. If you guys want to see more guides on Mists of Pandaria Remix or any videos for MOP Remix, follow the channel. Otherwise, let's dive into the video. Way back when Mists of Pandaria Remix was available for testing over on PTR, I got to play a ton of it during the very short 3 days that we got to experience it. And Pandaria Remix questing back on PTR was a little bit different in comparison to live, so it was interesting to be able to test both and find out which one of the methods is going to be the best. Initially on the PTR, LFR raiding was the most efficient way of gaining experience, with every single boss dropping you plenty of XP to get a couple of levels for an entire wing of an instance. However, that changed drastically with the launch of the actual MOP Remix. Level up raids are still a thing, but they're no longer the most efficient way of obtaining raw experience and raw levels. And even an LFR in particular is not the difficulty that you want to jump into. So for the most part, when you're leveling, try to avoid LFR leveling unless you just want some additional bronze, which is a reward for completing any of the LFR wings. As for the group content, those are still very decent, with dungeons and scenarios still offering decent bit of overall experience just like they did back on the PTR testing. Dungeons in fact are fairly solid, and heroic dungeons can even offer additional experience as well as better rewards for slaying any of the bosses, but they are much harder than normal versions. Heroic dungeons I think are better for pre-made groups or with players once you have better gems and better idea of how you're going to approach your character inside of these instances. But with so many players diving back to Pandaria, some players have never actually done any of the Pandaria dungeons. So you'll have many newer players walking in unaware of what the difficulty is, and maybe their character is not gemmed out correctly to be able to withstand some of the mobs and some of the bosses as a tank, which in some cases can feel like it slows down your dungeon experience to a crawl. So if you really care about EXP gains, then you may want to avoid heroic dungeons unless you're running them in a pre-made group, unless you just want to get a bit more challenge. As for scenarios, they are decent also, but you're primarily getting the best benefits of scenarios from some of the achievements that are within scenario content. Scenarios are basically 3-man instances where dungeons are 5-man instances. With scenarios, you don't need tanks or healers to queue, as anybody can participate in those. They're role agnostic, and the experience gains are decent, but you'll primarily want to do scenarios for the achievements, not necessarily for the XP gains. This means that open world and questing leaves us with the best form of experience gains for now in Pandaria Remix. For the most part, all you have to do is follow a main storyline of a zone and do side quests. Because of the way that accelerated cloak experience works in Pandaria Remix, the more activities you complete, the more quests you finish, the more mobs you slay, you get to upgrade your cloak, giving it additional stats like primary stats, stamina, secondary stats like crit, haste, versatility, but also experience gains added for that cloak. And with the way that accelerated experience works, the more stuff you do in the game, the faster your experience is going to be. So for the first few levels, like between level 10 to 20 and 30, you're going to be maybe doing like 8 to 6 quests in order to gain a level. But as you get closer to level 50, you'll end up doing roughly 3 quests a level because the experience gains are going to be quicker and quicker. And with all the gems, most quests are fairly easy to complete, offering you some of the fastest experience gains in general. And they're also incredibly efficient, as every single one of the zones of Pandaria offers you additional rewards, from the Half Hill Farmer's Backpack, the Cherry Blossom Trail, Chenstorm Stout's hat, a Muskpawk Half Pet, and even a weapon illusion of Shaw of Corruption. as well as the Astral Emperor's Serpent Mount. So there's multiple reasons to do open world content for other rewards besides just gaining experience and obtaining new levels, which makes leveling in general and questing the most efficient way of gaining levels. However, at some point, experience gains are going to slow down drastically between levels 60 to 70. This is where you'll want to look out to boost your cloaks with additional experience from normal raids. That's right, level up raids are still a thing in Mists of Pandaria Remix, though we're not going to be running raids for the raw experience, rather to boost our cloaks as quickly as possible. Right now, Mogushan Vault is the easiest raid to clear on normal difficulty, and you can in fact start clearing that raid starting at level 25, with more raids opening up as you gain additional levels. Normal bosses inside of raids drop a decent bit of experience. It's not much, but it is nice since they aren't efficient for raw gains. But however, every single boss kill helps boost up your cloak's experience gains. And if one clears Mogushan Vaults completely on normal, you get to earn 72% more experience gains after clearing the entire instance. Raids are also on a daily lockout, so you keep boosting your cloaks once a day. And with more raids opening up and as more players dive into those raids, players are going to find better strategies to complete those raids more efficiently, so more raids are going to become clearable with pug groups over time. And ideally, you want to clear as many raids as possible as you can once a day to get as much of an experience boost for your cloak as possible. Afterwards, simply go back to questing, finishing out all the other zone rewards, and collect as much experience gains as you can in order to quickly and efficiently boost up your first character to level 70. If you're looking to level multiple characters in Mists of Pandaria Remix, however, it is highly recommended to level at least one character to 70 and boost up your cloak as much as possible, because any upgrades to your cloak will also apply to your alts to some degree. There is a bit of a limit as to how much of an upgrade you can share among your alts when it comes to your cloak upgrades, but for the most part, a huge portion of that additional experience gains that you develop on your main will be applicable on your alts also. So working on a main character and getting him to max level as soon as possible, upgrading the cloak as much as you can, will only make your subsequent alts level that much quicker. And you can apply exactly the same strategies on those alts as well. Questing in other zones, maybe in the zones that your main never touched before, just so you can get full completion of every zone's rewards. But also doing normal raids to further upgrade those characters' cloaks as well, which will upgrade cloaks for any other alt that you level afterwards. And that's essentially going to be the fastest, but also the most efficient way to level a character in Pandaria Remix if you're trying to get the most amount of levels, but also if you're trying to obtain the most amount of rewards, which is a big aspect of the Mists of Pandaria Remix mode. And at the end of the day, I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of Mists of Pandaria Remix in general? How are you liking the new mode? And are you going to be utilizing these methods to level new characters? Because this is the best time to get a bunch of characters prepped before War Within. And with so many different hero specs coming out in the War Within Alpha, has so many different class variations for you to experience, so getting a bunch of characters and classes ready ahead of time, I think should be everybody's goal going forward. But you guys let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. As per usual, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this video or hang out with the rest of the community to discuss some of the upcoming changes. Join our Discord to become part of the community. But otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.